Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Fish Sam's Patrol bringing you another online multiplayer battle in Shogun 2 Total War. I haven't been doing the videos the past couple days because I've been really absorbed in the single player campaign, really trying to win a legendary campaign, but decided to get on and do a multiplayer video today. I did 5 battles tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't get any that were really good. I never fought anybody over 4 stars, so I don't like putting up videos of me fighting like newer players that much because I almost think like I'm just gloating or whatnot. So anyway, this is a pretty good battle though. When I uploaded one of my videos and I came back, when a random commenter commented if I could do a cavalry course, so I thought, all right, I'll do that. So this is a medium-sized battle, and I brought a cavalry course. So let's take a look at the setup. So I got a matchlock samurai up in front. Probably could have gone with a matchlock Ashigaru because I plan on just using him as fodder, but a little extra morale and firepower I think is worth it for a slightly bigger Koku cost, as you'll see. My infantry is actually 2 Nagi samurai up front and 3 Yari samurai in the rear, and my cavalry component is my melee general, of course, with 2 katana cavalry and 2 great guard. So on the other side we have what looks sort of like a bow corps here. He has 5 bows. I think they were all... No, 2 samurai and 3 Ashigaru, so maybe not complete bow corps, but it looks like he's going pretty heavy on the bows there. And 2 katana samurai in back with the lone sword Ashigaru, a front line of Yari Ashigaru, and a bunch of light cavalry in the rear. So again, doing a cavalry course, I'm going to look to try and pin down the enemy and outmaneuver him on this battlefield. It's a pretty favorable map for cavalry as it's very flat and the middle ground is pretty much devoid of trees, so that really helps. There are 2 buildings in the middle, a shrine and a sword dojo. I decided to just forego them because I don't want to get caught by all these missiles. I'm basically not going to be able to take these buildings. He has a lot better terrain control than I do, as I only have the 1 matchlock, and it's really going to just get outranged by those bows, and I can't really just take these buildings without taking serious casualties. But that's why I brought the Naginatas. So I got a front line of Naginatas. So what I'm going to plan to do is spread these Naginatas out really wide, and they can withstand the initial arrow volleys and pin down the enemy front line while my cavalry tries to open up some holes. So my cav is going to split. I've got my general and a great guard and katana cavalry on one side, and then the other great guard and katana cavalry on the other, while my infantry is going to go up in the front. And like I said, I could have brought some matchlock Ashigaru because I'm just going to use these guys in a sacrificial role to do some initial shock and fire right here in the beginning. So they're going to run up to the front, and while his bow is moving into place, I'm going to try and get some volleys off on this front line of Yari Ashigaru. Unfortunately, I noticed that he's going to be moving up to these buildings, so I need to try and stop those. So my cavalry is going to be moving out here pretty soon. I was kind of focusing on getting my matchlocks into position while his bows are still trying to get there, and they finally get in position and unleash a nice volley. They got a pretty good field of fire here going downrange. Oh yeah, a beautiful field of fire. No train on his side to help him out. And 33 Yari Ashigaru go down to that first volley, but unfortunately, I lose 22 there in that one, and my matchlock samurai are going to get decimated. So I try to get my katana cavalry around early and try and catch him sleeping, but he's not going to fall for it. His Yari Ashigaru and come and cover his flank. So it was actually a really good army to fight with a cavalry corps because he doesn't have a lot of spears. His spears are all invested, well, he does, but they're all invested in their front line. So he doesn't have anything really guarding his flanks. He's just got the lone swords, the katanas in the back. So if he put the katanas up front and use the lone swords more conservatively, because it's pretty obvious that I have a cavalry corps here. I don't have shock troops in my infantry. I don't have like the katanas or the nodachis are going to straight up win that melee fight. So I'm going to have to win this battle with my cavalry. That's the whole point of the concept of the corps, is you build your army around something that's going to win the battle for you. That's clearly my cavalry with 2 great guard and the katana cavalry. So why did I bring katana cavalry? I guess I should talk about that real quick. So they're generally not as good as Yari cavalry. Their charge isn't nearly as good, only 15 to the Yari cavalry's, I believe, 35. And usually the big charges are what you want from the cavalry unit. But katana cavalry can stand and fight very well in melee. In fact, if you look at these stats, melee attack of 18, that is really, really high. You look at a katana samurai, that is 12. So katana cavalry are something that once they're pinned down, you can throw them into that melee and just leave them there, and they'll just carve up the enemy. And so I actually really like these guys for a cavalry corps. And of course I got the great guard for the big charge, and they're just an amazing unit. They actually give morale to the units around them, which is really nice, along with their obvious melee capabilities. So what I'm going to do here is, it looks like I'm going to attack him frontally, but then I just stop. My Naginata samurai are just going to stop here. I actually, by some whim, brought the armor retainer as well. So I'm not taking like any damage from these bows. I only lost 4 men so far, so I'm actually just going to stop and establish this front line here to actually just pin down his Yari Ashigaru without actually engaging them. So his spear wall is just going to be sitting here, immobile, waiting for my frontal attack. That's not going to come quite yet. My forces are consolidating towards the middle, and meanwhile my katana cavalry and great guard on this side are going to try and spot an opening. His light cavalry is going to call me on it, try and pin me down, but again, he's not going to be able to bring his yari shigaru up that fast, and my great guard are going to come and countercharge the light cavalry. He actually tries to pull him out. At that point, with my dudes getting stuck in my katana cavalry, not the best micro ever on my side. But if he had just kept his light cavalry running into that charge, he could actually done a lot of damage. Yari cavalry, or light cavalry, have a good charge. They have a charge of 25. So they can do actually a lot of damage that initial charge. His other light cavalry is going to come in. They're not in a great formation to take that charge, and actually it works out for me because only a couple of my great guard are just going to stop that charge in his tracks, and my great guard are going to cut them up in melee. So the melee battle started. I've actually forced him to attack me with his katanas. So he's going to charge me, and it's a pretty even fight so far. And I'm just sort of scrunching up his front line. And look at this, a beautiful hole is formed. So he's pulled a Yari Ashigaru off this side to deal with my cavalry. That's going to give a nice hole with my general. You can see he's getting into a wide formation for a nice charge into these bows right here. But meanwhile, these are going over here. So I distracted all of his light cavalry. This side is completely free for me to overload with cavalry. So the katana and the great guard over here are going to move. His warrior monk hero. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. They had a warrior monk, a Tetsubo warrior monk hero. I've like never seen these guys on the battlefield, but those are very cool weapons, those Tetsubos. But not going to do anything to stop my cavalry. He did manage to kill one of them somehow. But I'm going to get a free charge through here. My general has hit the bows on that side, and his light cavalry is going to start wavering. And I'm just going to get a nice charge. Not the best charge, but a decent charge into his units here. And you can see a lot of wavering. His general's way in the back, and I get a beautiful charge on his general and kill 15 in that initial charge. He's going to pull out, but my general is going to run through the bows and basically be available to meet him. But since he's wavering, and in fact he's dead, I killed his general in that charge with the Great Guard. Very, very powerful, those Great Guard on their charge. So I'm not even going to worry about his general and just go straight into the bows. And we're just going to see the mass wavering, the mass routing. So I was able to open up the holes in this stout bow core, and I'm able to pretty much take the field here. You see the mass wavering. They're just going to go on mass because my units are everywhere. I got cavalry all over the place. His units are going to just be crazy with fear, even at nearly full strength. So my infantry units managed to hold down the front line. I guess I didn't talk too much about my Yaris, but I basically, right as the battle started, I spread him out to the left flank here on my side and just tried to pin him down and find a hole. One of these Yaris, there, I think it's this one, actually found a hole and managed to break through their front line, but by that time the battle was pretty much over. So I'm just going to clean up these units and get them off the field. So there's my attempt at a cavalry corps. Decided to change things up a little bit on our request for a viewer. And I'm kind of in this phase where everything's all new again, so I'm willing to try out all kinds of crazy things. So if there's something you want to see, maybe suggest it in the comments, and I'll give it a shot. So that was my cavalry corps, not too bad. Like I said, the highest level person I fought tonight was only level 4, so I don't want to sound like I'm gloating against, you know, a new player, but I thought it was a pretty good battle. I accomplished my objectives. The point of the cavalry corps there is to just tie him down and find holes and get your cavalry through especially those katanas that are really strong in melee, and you can just send them into that blob and just leave them there while your great guard finds some nice savory open units to get a big charge into, especially their general if you can catch him, as I did in that battle. So I am liking that cavalry corps. It does seem kind of like my style, doesn't it? Just got those statistics real quick. My general gets 112 kills, very nice. This great guard with 159. This katana cavalry with 151. So yeah, pretty good battle. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the battlefield.